Oops. Oh, thanks. Got the recording happening. So if you're running a program on your Healy currently, go ahead and type it in to the comments. And I've got coherence on my Healy, and I've got nerve balance on my Mag Healy. And I also wanted to really quickly just go through what the promos are. This is we are in, as someone wrote today, we're in the miracle portal. This is the moment when the generosity opens, and this is such a beautiful time in the year to really choose to invest our resources on something that is going to uplift and support us and our community in a bigger way. And the Healy is such an amazing it's such an amazing like tool in this space to invest in during this time when many people are just like buying, I mean, you guys are seeing all the Black Friday stuff. It's like, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. And to be able to receive the generosity of currently the new promos are 60% off of the professional, which we'll mention these at the end as well. And in the Americas, and 50% off of the professional with a coil in Europe. So yay, these are once a year promos. This is an amazing, beautiful time to really welcome something into our lives that serves a greater purpose, that moves things for us. And especially in this time when, there's a lot of intensity happening. If you are experiencing intensity in your life, like I was just telling Sarah, like there's so, I'm personally going through things with my parents. Like, if, there's a level of ramping up energetically in our world, in our earth, in our human collective family that we are all feeling, right? There's always these cycles, and we're in a big cycle. And one of the things that's so powerful about our community, new moon in Scorpio today, says Paige, is that, we're really here to support collaboration, co-creation, co-regulation. And I like to think about, well, let me just go into what are our three pillars. So we're a community that's really here for collective and personal transformation, for evolution. If you're here for personal evolution, type evolution. And if you're here for collective evolution, type collective, because we are all here constantly making an impact on our world, no matter what we do, whether we say yes, whether we say no, whether we do something, whether we do nothing. We are impacting our environment, our world, everything. And this particular community is here with the commitment to impact in a positive way, to bring out the goodness, to bring out the gifts, to bring out the gifts in each other, to bring out the gifts in our communities and our greater communities, to really be in a space of upliftment. And in this, in service to this, we use three tools. We have three elements that we weave together in this space in service to this. The first is the Healy. The first is frequencies. Everything that we experience, everything that touches us, everything that we touch is the foundation of vibration, the unseen world. And the Healy was created for this particular moment in human history, the present moment of human history, right now, right here, to support humanity to move through this portal of intensity, still human. So if you have a Healy and you use your Healy, share what are some of the things that you've experienced. Like, what are the things that have shifted for you personally since bringing frequency, weaving frequency into your world with intention, with a tool where everything is frequency. We're always constantly brushing up against it. We can't and what Healy does is it allows us to consciously and intentionally work with the experiences that we're having on a vibrational level. It reconnects us to our personal truth and to our original blueprint. things are feeling more effortless. Regulated nervous system. Yeah, I mean, in these times when there's like ramping up of trauma and dysregulation, like having a tool that supports us to literally move into our nervous systems in a different way is life changing, absolutely life changing. So the frequencies are the foundation. Second piece that we weave together in this community, is connection. It is shared resources. It is coming together in a space multiple times a week in different lineages, in different pods, in different communities all over. If you are someone in this space who has connected in a different way, who has learned to connect, to be in relationship in a different way from being in this space, if you are someone who has felt a transformation internally from the community piece, let us know in the comments. And, you know, for me, community right now, again, we are seeing division, like just the polarization of humanity right now is at an all-time high, and it is continuing to ramp up. It is not this, like, we're in a portal. This is not going to diminish anytime soon. We are moving towards a trajectory of massive transformation. And to be able to be in a space where we are moving through it together, where we are, instead of dividing and pulling each other down, where we are uplifting and recognizing and supporting and sharing and interweaving with each other. Again, there's no greater gift in a time of division than unity. So share your experiences with the community. And the final piece, which is what we're going to be talking about all these things today, but this is, you know, the final piece that often is the most exciting for me. Like, not the most exciting, but I personally feel like part of my role here on this on this earth, is the transformation of the financial paradigm. And what we've got with this particular community, this particular business model, is leverage. Leverage is the ability to move more energy with less effort. It is investing your time into something that can pay you back in time later, versus spending your time in a linear way, day by day by day. And then when you stop spending that time, you stop receiving, right? This is a different way of working in reciprocity. This is a different model. This is a model that truly allows us to expand our time through the use and the connection of the shared resources. So we do these Zooms multiple times, twice a week. You know, we have all kinds of things that we do together. And we also have a built into the business model is a way of long-term lineage-based reciprocity. So if you have had massive transformations financially from being in this space, and or if you have a powerful financial why, what it is that brought you here, what that vision is that you are stepping into personally in terms of aligning with your values, working in a way that creates more time. Like, what is it that brought you here in this piece? Because all three of these pieces are absolutely life-changing. And I personally dream of living in a world where everybody is making decisions based on alignment and not having to sacrifice their values for money. So soul-aligned income, yes. So that's who we are, what we're doing. We've got promos happening. We've got all the excitement, all of the connectivity. And I'm going to pass back to Sarah to introduce our very first story.
Yes, you said all the good things, so there's not much more to add there, but it's so beautiful reading all your comments of all the ways that Healy has shifted things for you. Like, I always get blown away by just really feeling like the integral ways that it shapes and shifts and expands people's worlds. And we're going to hear some more stories. So the first person I'm going to invite on is Mariana, a lovely, beautiful woman from Mexico. And we were just hearing her story before jumping into this space with everybody. And it's a really powerful story of you know, what's possible here in this space. So I'm going to invite her in. to share. Are you there?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. Well, thank you very much for the space. I think I've been procrastinating a lot into sharing my story. And it's part of what I've been building up in this business, I think. But before I start, I want to share something that happened really today. And it's part of the reason of why I am in this business. So I was trying to pick like the perfect spot, the perfect area, and be relaxed in my house to do this session. And suddenly it started to rain. I have a mess in the house. I have a hungry kid that I need to pick up, and I haven't do the meal for him when he comes back. And suddenly I just said, I'm just gonna put myself in front of the kitchen, no, because now I can take care of the food and have this ready before he comes home. So this is one of the reasons that connect me a lot, and this business give me the support to do this, because I discover along the time, he's my second child, and I have had the opportunity to be with him since he's little. And I dropped my daughter into childcare since she was 2 years. She's almost 16 now. And I was talking to my son yesterday and talking about how this impacted her a lot with her confidence, no? Having this mother separation when we are so little and we are supposed to be together, no? And I see the difference between both of them. But with her, I had a job, an IT job, like a regular hours from 9 to 6, no? So she was in a childcare here in Mexico. And with my son was the opposite. And I see the difference with them. So this is why I choose this business and why I really believe this is a very good and powerful way to do it. And I've been in this journey of trying to run my own business for so long. He's gonna be 12 now. And Healy is the first one that I really see the difference financially in terms of the small amount, relatively small amount of time that I put into it. No? And later on, I will share why I see this difference. The second thing that I want to do before is give strongly thanks to this community, because it has shifted and it has supported me so well into really reaching where I am now. I did some other network marketing businesses. I discovered the power of the Australian woman and the way that they really support each other, the way that they share the knowledge is not this, I just learned this and this is for me. It's like always expanding and always supporting each other. And this is one of the things that I learned with doTERRA, for example. And I met amazing women. I did amazing friendships, and this is happening now with Healy. And my intention is to bring this to Mexico. I want to run this business with this type of energy that is not embedded in our community. Even that we are so embraced to each other, it's like we grew up with a different culture, no? Historically, Spain came and took everything from the Mexicans. So there's a lot of wounds in that case that we try to cover what we have rather than sharing. And in Australia, it's completely different. So this is part of the energy that I would love to bring. When I've heard Sarah Jane talking about the 3 pillars, it was like, yes, perfect, this is for me. No, the freedom thing is a massive thing for me as well. No? And then having all the support of Ari here, she has been always there with me, explaining when I said, I want to get to director, just explain me what I need to do. And the way that she explained me how was a compensation plan, she resolves all my doubts. So it was part of the magic that I did in that month. So my background is IT. I worked in an office for 11 years. And since 12 years ago, I have been like in my journey for myself. I moved to Australia 10 years ago, and then I came to Mexico almost 2 years now. What else? Australia gave me the opportunity to dive into learning health alternative practices because I didn't have the support that I had in Mexico. So, and my little one had a lot of allergies. So that was part of my journey. I get into, and because I couldn't get my son into a proper school in Australia because of the educational structure in Australia, I had to find something to create an income and be with my son. So there's where these direct sales came into place. It was Thermomix, it was doTERRA. And even with Thermomix, when I can compare Thermomix with Healy, that it's a very pricey product, the income that I've been doing with Healy, it's completely different. Yeah. What I love about doing this is the freedom, obviously. I can move wherever I want. So, and I can transport my business into wherever I want to go. I have the freedom of time as well, so I can assign my time whatever I want to do. The network, as well as I said before, and the family time. So being present with my family and reclaiming my household role has been a journey of these 10 years, you know, and to really doing it with love and devotion instead of, and together, weaving it together with my personal journey as well, you know, not letting myself just there. My limitations that I saw before, it's the time. So doing everything for myself, running a business like a natural therapist. I'm running at the moment like a cacao business as well with a community here in Mexico. And learning to do this as a community has been massive and has been amazing. And getting the tools that I am gaining with the Thrive program, for example. So that is something that you can do. It doesn't matter if it's Healy or it's any other business. That's brilliant as well. And the money, you know? So that a year ago, while I was starting my business, running again my business here in Mexico, I was sending an audio with the team that I was starting to build here in Mexico. I was in my mother's house, it was raining. And I was talking to them about this vision that I have of waking up the healer in the woman. And mainly because I know a lot of us that we get attracted to this technology or to these therapies, we already are in this mood, but there's a lot of people that is in the mainstream that is not open to do this, but they have this just dormant in their being. No, so it was. I see this vision of start to do workshops and stuff and doing it through healing. So while I was telling them this, and this massive rain was around, suddenly lightning just came into the house and the house just light inside and it was like boom, no? So my brother was there, he just ran and he was like, oh, the lightning was in the house, no? So it was just in that instant that I was sharing this. And when I was looking of all the message of this energy, no? It was like this lightning, this energy that it was like, that's the way that it's gonna be happening, no? So that's the month that I became director. And it's really funny because I started using, well, I did my 3 sales to earn a free device. That was pretty easy. And then at some point, I don't know why it came to my head. It was like, I want to be there. I went to a Mexico event and then I saw the amount of money that they will pay me for being director in my 3 months of Fast Start. And it was like, oh yes, I would definitely would love to have that money. You know? So I talked to Ari here. She helped me create an affirmation that we run in the coach. And I started running that affirmation in the coach. And when I read one of those messages, they fully make me sense. No? So, and one of them, I remember, it was about how I stop myself when I have an idea and I know that this idea is going to impact my family. So I stopped doing that. So I needed to be comfortable with that feeling. So I started running this program, the program, and then I understand what I needed to build and how many people I needed to support in order to create the director. Then I got involved with some of my friends. And by the last 2 days, it was nothing, no sales. It was like, this is never gonna happen. And then one of my friends that I was following to sell her one, she called me and she said, what are you doing? You are shopping. And this is the last day of the month. Are you gonna sell this to me or not? No? And as soon as I start taking her details, suddenly people start coming in. And my friend that was doing the business, that it was my other 2 legs, they start selling. No? And suddenly things start moving like magically. No? It was all the seeds that we planted during the month. By the end of the month, they were sprouting. No? So we were really, really amazed. And I feel that that's part of the Healy structure as well. No, if you wanna do business, if you wanna grow, you have to support the others as well, and it's part of the network. So it's pretty easy because you don't have to bring all these people by yourself. You can do it with community as well. Yeah. So yeah.
I might just jump in with you here because I'm sure I'm watching the chats and they're just blowing up. Everyone, I just wanted to like highlight a couple of things you've said because there's so much wisdom in what you just shared. First of all, I just want to like honor you for that beautiful month that you had. And I think the way, first of all, I want to just even backtrack it. When you told the lightning story, everyone was like, whoa. And to me, at the beginning, you set this really powerful vision. And so if you're following along at home, having that strong why, again, who else can relate to really knowing that they want to be, I think you said beautifully, like reestablishing your role in the home and to be present with your family. If you're here because you can connect to that why, drop an emoji or a comment, because to me, you came in and were very powerfully connected to why this was for you. And then you had this vision, which literally was so clear and powerful that lightning came into your house. So that's, I could fully feel that vision as well, to wake up the healer, which the Healy so beautifully does, wake up and amplify the healer. And then to literally see a goal that you wanted to go for and choose it, and then work with your upline, your downline, have a clear structure, follow the actions, plant the seeds, and then open up that miracle portal that we talk about in those last few days of the month to let the magic in. And so I just wanted to highlight a few of the things you said, because that's like literally to a T what can happen in this space when you get clear on the why and the vision. You set goals for yourself, and then you do the things to support and nourish others. And then there's this collective movement where magic happens. And I will just say, and again, I really want to disclaimer this. Do you just want to share how much you made that month?
It was a bit more than 10K.
Yeah. And I want a disclaimer that that's not necessarily normal, and she had background experience, and so we really want to disclaimer that. But it's just a beautiful story that really shows like the power of choice and decision and working with your team in a team environment to bring magic to life. So thank you. That's such an inspiring story, and really celebrating you over in Mexico. And no doubt you're just getting
Yeah, maybe just a quick one. I was thinking that the money that I created, I was talking with one friend and he said, you know, the next jump that you will do, because he has been seeing my background in the last 20 years. And he said, you're going to be a monk and then move to Tibet or something. And I said, no, I really want to explore what is the feeling to be rich. No, I've never been in a house that has been in this environment. And I really just want to crack and see, okay, what's happening if I really want to do this? No? And the money that I created with that month, I had it planned for some other thing, but then an opportunity to buy a house in a wealthy area community in Cancun opened up. And we did that, we used that to get the first part of the money, no? So, and now for me, and I think it's this working with healing and working with frequencies and working with manifestation. And as you said, open to this magic of you can create whatever you want to do, not just focus. And the community has been like very, very supportive. Yeah, so that's all.
Using your Healy, use the coach, use the affirmations and put your goals in the Healy. That's the power of what we have here. It's such a powerful story. Thank you so much. Drop your Instagram. Everyone's asking for it, wants to connect to you. So I'm going to hand it back to Sarah to introduce our next two lovely guests.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Mariana. That was beautiful. And Sarah did a nice recap. And thank you for being here. And we're going to pass the mic now. We have a really beautiful international crew today. I'm going to pass the mic to Jessica, who is in New Zealand, I believe, and is an amazing nonviolent communication trainer. And she's just an amazing, amazing woman. And Jess, we'd love to have you share with us your story and your experience here.
Thank you. I just want to start by celebrating this moment right here, right now, because when I first came onto one of these calls way back at the beginning of the year, I was so inspired and excited hearing other speakers. And I had the thought, one day I'm going to speak on this call. And I could feel it and I knew it. So I'm here and I just want to claim it. So thank you so much for the invite. And I want to say a very special welcome to those of you who I have invited here. I can feel your energy. I can see you. I'm so glad that you are here with me. Whew, lots of energy moving through me. Okay, so like Sarah said, my passion and my joy is to share nonviolent communication, NVC. And I was building up a business for 2 years. Whew, my heart is going so fast. Okay, I was building up a business for 2 years and I hired a business coach and I paid quite a few $1,000s. And it was incredible. I had the support of bringing my work out wider into the online community. And it was just starting to build up and I was getting into a groove and the income was starting to come in consistently. And like back somewhere in my periphery, I was like, if this keeps building, I'm going to be more and more away from my family. And I don't want that. I'm a homeschooling mama and my family, like being at home with my family is everything. And yet I was so excited as well that my passion was getting out into the world and I was receiving money for it. So I just kind of ignored that and just trusted. And then at the end of last year, a vision came through me so strong that if I didn't move with the energy of it, I swear I would spontaneously combust. And it was a free service. So it's creating a not-for-profit project where people can come online and receive free empathy sessions. So everything, all my other work stopped, all my MVC work stopped. I put everything into this project. It was a big crowdfunder, raising lots of money to get it going. And of course, my income came to an absolute trickle and then a stop. And it really, really confused me and it really unsettled me because if this was my soul work, if this was supposed to be in the world, then why wasn't I being sustained? It was really quite scary. It went against what I was starting to believe to be true. And right in the middle of that campaign, into my life came Healy. And it wasn't the device that attracted me. In fact, the idea of a device repelled me. It wasn't the community. I thought I have wonderful people in my life. I can't possibly have room for more people. It was the leveraged income piece, the idea of being held while bringing out these services and these visions out into the world felt so right. And that was the piece that attracted me. So I came in and I quickly realized, actually I realized a lot of things. I fell in love with the device. I fell in love with the community very quickly. And I realized that being here in this kind of container is like being in, you know, like when you go to a theme park and you're in one of those mirror mazes and everywhere you look, you see yourself and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So I realized that in every single interaction, every single relationship within this model, I was seeing myself. It was like a light was being shined on all of my blind spots in myself. And like human relating, that's my jam. Like that's nonviolent communication. So I was so surprised when I noticed all these parts of myself that had been lying dormant. When I first came into network marketing, I was like, right, I'm going to do this really, really well. I just want to say, Rachel, there's a spider right in front of me, and I know you're going to know what I mean by that. I listened to GoPro on, it's a free book by Eric Warra, and you can listen on Spotify. I highly recommend it. And one of the first things he says in his first chapters is phone your upline and say goodbye. Like tell your upline that you are breaking up with them, basically. I was like, what? My upline was one of the reasons why I came into this model, like the coaching and the mentoring. And I was really attracted to her and her style. And so I didn't break up with my upline. I didn't want to do that at all. And what came from that was like a codependent kind of relationship that took me a while to realize. And I had all of this stuff come up, like around worthiness. I wasn't worthy of her time. I didn't want to reach out to her because I'm not worthy. I even had a crazy thought, and this was before I even came into Healy, that, and I was trying to find my money to buy my device. I thought that she should lend me the money. If the business was doing so well, like she said it was, she should lend me the money. And I was so aware of these thoughts, like, whoa, where is this coming from? And so what's happened since then is I've had a lot of time to be with my thoughts and the contraction in my body. Like that's part of what MVC is all about. And there's been some transitions that's happened, and it's been an absolute blessing. It's given me space to really come home to myself. And instead of outsourcing and trying to I don't like take something from my upline or take something from someone else to fill myself up, I started coming back into myself. And I love Annie Dalton's invitation with the wording to claim. So I started to claim my place here. I claim this vision. I claim coming in. I claim director. I'm claiming director this month. I claim it, which is a frequency, right? It's a frequency. So I found I was able to resource through myself. And now I am my own greatest upline. And it feels so powerful to say that. And through that as well, I found that I also have uplines in the spirit realm. My guides are my uplines. And I have a beautiful new connection with a mentor that I didn't have a connection with before. And the relationship is very different to the one I had with my previous upline because I've made shifts. And now I can open myself up coming from a whole place, like a resourced place, and then meet her and align with her frequency, and that's amplified. So yeah, I just feel so excited, and I love mentoring so much. Probably one of my favorite pieces about this is mentoring people. And I had this realization the other day that through this business, we are really here life coaching each other home. Like How beautiful is that? We don't need any special training to be a life coach. We simply get to be ourselves. We get to connect with other people, these beautiful people who come into this frequency, into this vision, into this movement with us, and we get to see them, we get to see their light, and we get to connect our light with them, and together we walk home. And it's so beautiful, and I'm so grateful. And everything about Healy and the business and the community feels light. It feels light, and it holds me with the other projects that I am doing. So yeah, I think I'll end there. Oh, actually, I just want to share briefly, how do I do this? Like, how do I resource specifically through my relationships? Is I notice in my body. So if I'm really practiced now at noticing any little niggle. So so you could either try this if you want to really quickly, and I don't recommend you thinking of a relationship like someone close, like a husband, but think of someone in your life that maybe there's like, you sense a little bit of a disconnection with, and just bring them into your awareness. And just notice what's happening in your body. Like, notice any physical sensations or more subtle sensations. And then I tune in and I ask that part of me, what do you want for me? What do you see for me? Lump in my throat, what do you want for me? And I let my answers come. And then every time there's a clearing, I'm reorient to my values, to my inner light, to my inner source. And there's a clearing that happens, and my creativity is opened again, and I'm back in my magnetism. So resourcing through relationships is, for me, been a huge tool and assistance in this. So I can finish there. Thank you so much for listening. I'm so grateful to be here.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. That was amazing. So please share your takeaways in the comments here for Jessica. And yeah, this idea of amplification and of the mirroring that happens in this space, because this is a relationship business. Almost all business is relationship. And we see a lot of people who come into this space who have other businesses and other things that they're doing simultaneously. And everything in their life gets a huge up level because there is such a depth of understanding and a depth of expansion and growth as we not only are in relationship with each other, but are in relationship with other people who have a desire to see us thrive, right? Who have a desire, like, so that there's this beautiful, like, expansive ripple effect that goes through us as we are being guided and supported to form deeper relationships and connections through this beautiful ecosystem of trainings that we have, and all of the, everything, it all works together in such a powerful way. And so to hear you share, well, first of all, that you came into this space because you are a homeschooling mom, like, I don't want to spend time away from my kids, which is exactly what brought me into network marketing a decade ago, is that you had that big vision, and in the process of moving yourself from where you've been to where you're going, there's all these other things that started to open up and shift. So Jessica, that was exquisite. Please drop your Instagram handle. Seeing you at Director and beyond. And also I would love to have you at some point maybe share a little training on NVC, which is one of the most powerful tools in terms of relating and that unity, like moving from division to unity. NVC is just an excellent layer into what we're doing here. So thank you so much for your share. And we're going to hear from one more sister today, Rika, who is in Germany. So we've got Mexico, New Zealand, Germany, and Rika is also right at the threshold of Director. And Director is really, just to give a little backstory, Director is really the place in our compensation plan, which means basically the small steps that you walk down on your way to your larger vision. But Director really represents this place where we step into supporting, like, as Jessica was saying, like, life coaching each other home, right? Because so much of this is about how we support each other. And that's really the first place where you're not able to get there by yourself. You have to start to support, you have to be, in some sense, in leadership and supporting other people. And that is the foundation of this business model as well, is that you only succeed, you only receive, like you receive in direct proportion to the amount of support that you get and the amount of actual like physical transformation that people are receiving, either through receiving their Healy or creating their own income stream. So Rika, please share with us. Thank you for being here. Drop your Instagram a couple times as you're sharing, because people are going to want it.
Yes, thank you so much, Sarah. And thank you for this opportunity to speak here. And Jessica, I totally feel you, because my heart is going so fast as well. As I talk to so many of you, and also in English. But yes, I'm here. And yes, I just wanted to give you a bit of my background, because I'm an interior designer, and I used to work with bigger clients like companies and museums, for example. And what I always really loved about my work was that I'm able to actually design atmosphere. So for me, it was in my job never about furniture or nice looking stuff. It was always about, I was aiming for, how can I tell a story through atmosphere, or how can people change in a specific environment, or when they enter a space, what is the experience? But, and that's the great but above it, is this business model always needed my time. So I got paid by the hour, and therefore I was also limited in my income. And when I came into Healy, that was exactly a year ago. I came into Healy through my lovely mentor, Fernanda, and my personal interest was that I had severe back pain for almost 10 years. And I was very interested in testing this device for it. And so I bought my Healy. I got a lot of help from Fernanda with the start. And my experience was that my back pain started getting better after, I think, 5 weeks. And after 2 or 3 months, it was completely gone. So you can tell how lit up I was in learning more about frequencies and what else is possible they can do for us. For example, the Mag Healy, I was very interested in that as well, because we have atmosphere programs. So me as a designer I can actually create atmosphere with frequencies. That was a whole new topic for me. And I also got very curious about the business model. And so I started to lean into this community and show up on these calls. And actually I binge watched the replays from the months before, because I just learned so much and learned to do business in a whole different way, and to actually do business in my own authentic expression. And one of the best things about it, and Sarah and the other speakers also mentioned it before, is the leverage business model, so that I am completely, for example, completely free in my time, and I have more time with my family. And also because of the income I make in Healy now, I am able to get in my own creative process again. Like I started painting again, which is funny, because it was not possible as I worked as a designer, because I was forced to make money with my creativity. And I also have to add in here, I started this business in January, and what I didn't tell you before is that I also had a side job. So my income as a designer or as a consulting designer wasn't very sufficient. So, but I was able to quit that side job by summer because of the earnings from Healy. And so, yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my own community, because for me, it was very important to build my own team in Germany. And I realized from the beginning that it's important to transport the spirit of the Frequency family into my language, into German. And the funny thing is that Healy actually comes from Germany. It's been around since 2019, I think. But at the same time, Germans are super skeptical about it. So I found out that first you just need to find your people, and they are around you. Maybe you just don't know them yet. And the second thing I found out is that this could be my chance to start a whole new movement in sharing Healy in Germany in a different way than it used to be shared in Germany at the time. So I just started to talk on it on Instagram, and in my own style, in my words, and with my Northern German humor, and started to build my wonderful team. And also very important for me was to give my team an own identity, that I had to name it. So I called it Goldener Kreis, which means golden circle. And this, on one hand, relates to the Gold Cycle programs, which I think are the most important programs on the Healy, and everybody starts with the Gold Cycle. So when you start your Healy journey, you start in the Gold Cycle. And I also wanted to create this feeling of excitement, starting your Healy journey, and start with our team as well, and come into our circle, get held by other like-minded souls, and start a whole new journey of working together and actually healing old sister wounds, and at the same time make money with it. Because as Sarah said, this model only works when we work together. And yeah, the Goldener Kreis also means for me that every new person brings new gold, new medicine in our circle, and new wisdom to share with others. So it's really about getting resourced by the community as well. And the one little thing, the best confirmation I get for doing all these things, and I can share more and more, but I don't think I have enough time. But one more thing, we created kind of a hype around our team. So for example, when people see us on Instagram sitting together, I'm lucky to have some of my women very close to me in my area. And when we are sitting in a cafe and other people are seeing this in my stories, they don't ask, what is Healy? They ask, how can I get on your table? So I just wanted to end with that and ask you, how is your table looking, and what are your people? So just go and find them.
I love that. That's a really beautiful, powerful close to your story. And again, drop a comment to share your biggest takeaway there. I think a lot of people loved that last line. How's the seat at your table? Because ultimately, and I was reflecting with someone on this the other day, when you have a great group of people who are committed to the journey together, and you've got this incredible team environment and it's got a high frequency, like that's the part that's magnetic, and that's also the part that is going to make the journey fun and keep you, through the inevitable highs and lows of what it takes to build a really beautiful business and sustainable business. So I think that's a beautiful point. I'm just looking at some of these comments. Magic, thank you, sister. That hits. Who do we want to evolve with, to eat with, to dance with? That's beautiful. How can I get on your table? I think that was the key line that everyone's really going to take away. That keep the comments coming. We are going to start to bring it to a close, but as you can see, it's really the stories, and you can feel people's hearts. And so in this space as well, there's such authenticity and such uniqueness in how everyone shares. Everyone comes, and you can tell they're highly talented, intelligent, wise people that have done a lot of other things. And I think, my light, a real common theme, especially for tonight's call, was like, you can be doing a lot of things you love, but ultimately having the time freedom for things like your family and just the spaciousness to be with what is important in your life. The leverage piece is key. And the reason a lot of people find their way to Healy is for that leveraged business and that community that you get to create with and co-create with in such beautiful ways. So I'm just going to remind everyone of the promos, because this month of November and the Black Friday sales can really be, we've talked about this sort of magic portal, but really planting seeds and letting people know about these promotions can really mean that November is a very juicy, abundant, beautiful, magical month when you work with the energies. So I'm just going to share the promos that we have here, and these are the ones that I have. So just correct me if they're different for different markets, because that can happen. So we have, oh, okay. So 60% off the pro for the Americas. Now that is, we've had this promotion a couple of times, and I know this is a lot of people's favorite. 60% off the pro moved Healy's in a big way. So if you've been having conversations with people, this is the time to plant seeds, like harvest time, as Sarah said, all those seeds you've planted, but also this is the time to be in your social media and letting people know about it. Because if people have been watching you, even quietly behind the scenes, these promos are the ones where people you didn't even know exist will jump out and be like, oh, okay, I'm going to grab that. There's also in Australia a slightly different promotion, but I don't think we have too many Australians on that call, but that's 20% off the Healy Professional Edition and get a free Mag Healy Professional for free. So yeah, I won't go into all of them because I know there's slightly different ones in slightly different zones, but do check that. And people are going nuts as well over the new Meridian programs in the Mag Healy. Who has been playing with that? Who has tried that? The Meridian programs. Oh, there we go. America's 60% off, Europe 50% off Pro and Resonance Plus, Australia 20% off the Pro Plus Free Coil and Mag Healy Pro. Thank you very much. They're all neatly put out for us. So yeah, and who's tried just got them yesterday, so I've been running them. Love. Okay, beautiful. So the Meridian programs on the Mag.
Let me just share. I think I can see that there's some questions about the Meridians program, and I just want to give you guys like a little run through of how it works. First of all, I've been using the Meridians for the past few days. For me personally, have been the most powerful Healy programs that I've run. There's a really awesome video where Martin explains the whole thing. It's like 15 or 20 minutes long. Okay, there's two pieces with the Meridian programs. One is that there's an actual Blue app, the new Blue app. And if you don't have it on your Blue app yet, you need to use you'll get an email that says like test flight. You have to download like the testing, the testing app, and you can test it out. So they'll send you an email about that. But basically the new Blue app that is going to roll out with this once it's done testing, or if you purchase the Meridian program, you'll get this add-on to your Blue app, which means that you can scan yourself with the Mag. You don't need the regular Healy to use the Analyze. You can use the Analyze it directly through your mag. And it is so cool. There's like a little thing, it shows you which meridian that it's scanning. It shows you which points, which acupuncture points it's going through. And then it gives you a whole list of like what the actual meridians and acupuncture, and then it gives you a whole list of which programs to run. So there's 2 pieces on the meridian. Then you can go in and you can run on the Pink app, the meridian, like corresponding one. And you can also do the, you can also do like a corresponding one on the Healy at the same time. So right now, everybody who has a Mag Healy gets a free trial of the Meridian program. Everybody, you get I think it's like a week-long free trial. If you haven't gotten the emails yet, check. And yeah, in order to get the blue, that includes it includes the classic. Everybody's going to get the free trial to use the meridians. Check your email, because you do have to do something to your blue app in order for it to work. It just doesn't work with the regular blue app right now. You need to do the test thing. I think there's 2 options. If you want to get the Meridians program, there's subscription or there's a one-time purchase. Now, they're doing a big discount on the one-time purchase. I don't know what it is yet, but I think all the stuff is going to come out in email yet. It's going to come out in email soon. I will personally 100% be getting the upgrades for the Meridian programs for all of my Mag Healys, because I want them. Use the free program, like use the free trial, use it, experience it. I did download the test flight. That's how I got it on the blue app. So if you want to look in your emails to see if you've been invited to use a test flight, but you're going to get, like everyone, like I said, everyone's going to have the free trial. I invite you to follow up with all the people that have purchased a Mag Healy from you, and anyone who got the free Mag Classic, anyone who got a Mag Healy from you or through you, and let them know. This is also what they said in the video, is this is kind of like moving into Healy 2.0. So the accuracy of the scan, the accuracy of the Analyze app on this particular module, like they're improving the accuracy over time. And this is by far the most like on point. And they also talked about like the people who created these programs, and like they're like crazy, like, you know, there are these women that are really deeply informed and spent so much time. I mean, you guys, it's so intricate, and it's also extremely easy to use and intuitive. So I'm loving it, as you can see. I've been running pericardium, I've been running lungs, and I've been running kidneys, and I can feel in my system how the video is in, I think it's in the recap, it's a recap email, it's in your email, but I will also find it and put it in the threads. But it's awesome. You know, they're like, this company is so future forward. It is so devoted. Like the heart and soul of this company is devoted to creating solutions for us to be able to like interact with our world in a different way, in a way that's more aligned with our soul, our truth, our knowing, our essence. And in a world where all of the energy that's moving with the intention to separate us from our essence, this is one solution that is profound. And this company is 100% devoted to, over time, improving and increasing the effectiveness of this solution. So I am blown away personally. I will put the video in the threads and also in the boards. And you can also just look through your emails or just search Mag Healy, and you should get all the information there. Meridians, you can search that. Thank you, everybody. Sorry, I just went on a whole Mag Healy rant, but
No, and last thing,
I want to make sure that everybody who wants to get this gets it now during the promotion the price promotion. Like when it rolls out in the next day or two, like grab it when it's on promo. It's a spectacular addition to what you have already.
And lastly, I'll just say that like the meridians is really what allows us to hold more when they're balanced, and it's what allows us to hold more energy in our body. And then energy is what is part of creating, and that's what we're all here to do. So it's really having aligned with people that's their specialty. It's like understanding how vital the meridians are. So it's really exciting timing. Anyway, we're going to just say thank you again to all the incredible speakers that dropped so much wisdom on this call. Thank you, Sarah, for being a beautiful host and anchoring in this field. And thank you for everyone who joined, especially the new people. Look forward to connecting more with you and everyone else. Lots of love, and we'll see you all soon.